Most of you know that I love tarps, and I use them for just about every single adventure that I go out on. It doesn't matter if it's a day trip, an overnight trip, if I'm using a hammock, even if I'm using my truck. No matter what, I have a hammock with me. I love tarps, and I know that many of you all do too. And because of that, I'm always looking for like the latest and greatest. And at the same time, I'm looking for budget-friendly options that I can recommend to you all. That is where this episode comes in. What I have here today is a tarp. And this is also a very budget-friendly tarp. Check this out, everybody. This is a 10-foot by 10-foot tarp. It includes 4 stakes, 6 10-foot long guy lines, and it costs only $34. That is very, very inexpensive, especially for a tarp of this size. With this tarp being what I consider to be crazy inexpensive, the question is, how is the quality? When we take a look at this, are we going to see any sort of issues? My name is Luke, this is the Outdoor Gear Review, and this is a first look at the Gold Armour 10-foot by 10-foot tarp. To start off here, as far as the storage size goes, you're looking at 10 inches by 5 inches wide. The weight of this is 2 pounds even, and that's for the tarp, the 2 storage bags, the 4 stakes, and the 6 guy lines. Consider that and also the price for a second. This is a 10-foot by 10-foot tarp that costs $34, that weighs only 2 pounds, and that includes 4 stakes and 6 guy lines. That's very lightweight for a tarp that's made from polyester. As far as the initial quality goes, I do see some frayed stitching here. I see some loose threads. And at the same time, you will notice here that this draw pull is not even. This really is no big deal at all, but I want to point this out because this is just a lapse in quality control. So you can see that I'm holding this by the string here that goes down to the draw pull, yet it's not pulled taut on this side. So that's just a quality control aspect along with the loose stitching. Now let's go ahead and let's open this up. Wow, I just tore the stitching on this and I can't actually get this open. Very strange. Okay, there we go. The material with the draw pull was stuck. And now the storage bag is torn. The stitching on this looks horrible. Okay. To start off, let's take a look at the guy lines and the tent stakes. Again, I cannot get this open. Eeh. The entire side of this bag has just ripped. And that's because I was not able to basically open this bag here. Wow, the quality on this is just the worst, folks. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be this bad. I really didn't know what to expect. Here are the guy lines. And as far as quality goes, not bad. I can see here that they simply cut the cordage and they did not cauterize this. They did not burn the ends, so they're going to fray like crazy. Okay. We have 4 aluminum tent stakes, and there's nothing to complain about here with those. I guess I could complain about the pulls here on the stakes. This knot is coming undone on some of these. So here we have the tarp. Wow. With every single guy line point, we have some plastic hardware on here. We have plastic hardware on this tarp, and yet all of this weighs 2 pounds. That's crazy. Ooh. So there you have it, folks. That is the Gold Armour 10 foot by 10 foot tarp. I did get out my tape measure. I measured it. It is 10 foot by 10 foot. As far as the setup process goes, it is nice and easy. Not only are the guy lines plenty long enough to set up a tarp formation, but the plastic hardware does assist with making everything nice and easy, especially when you're using green elephant poles like I am today. With the 4 tent stakes, it's nice that they included those, but I would suggest to the company to include at least 2 more. 4 tent stakes is not enough to set up a tarp in all situations. Usually 6 is the bare minimum. With this tarp here, it is made from polyester. I do not know what the denier is, but I suspect that it's very low. In other words, there's a reason why this tarp is so lightweight, and it's because the material is very, very thin. Polyester needs to be thick for it to be strong, and I can tell you right off the bat, this is not going to be a strong tarp. This tarp should be used in calm conditions only. The company claims this features a 5,000 millimeter hydrostatic head rating, and I have to question that based upon just how thick the materials are and the fact that this looks to be only coated 1 time. I would like to see the testing data from the company that would back up the 5,000 millimeter hydrostatic head rating, because that's rather high. As I mentioned before, this tarp costs $34. When it comes to colors, this is the black version. On Amazon, I counted at least 35 different colors that you could purchase this tarp in. 35. I wasn't even done counting, I just got tired. I don't think I've ever seen a company offer a tarp in so many colors before. It's definitely different. The company states that you receive a 5-year warranty with your tarp, and that these tarps can withstand literally everything. At the same time, the company claims that they're a small business in California. We will talk more about that aspect in just a moment. Continuing on with the tarp here, it features 33 tie-off points, and every single one of them feature this plastic piece of hardware that's attached to it. That absolutely blows my mind that you have this plastic hardware attached to every guy line, and there's 33 of them, and yet this tarp weighs only 2 pounds, and that includes 4 tent stakes and 6 guy lines. That tells you right there just how thin this material is. For polyester to be strong, it has to be thick and it has to be heavy. In other words, the denier needs to be high. Nylon, it's much stronger, and you can go with thinner materials. That's why nylon tents cost so much. That's also why polyester products like this cost so little. With this tarp here, the seams have been taped, and I can tell you all, there are a ton of seams on this tarp. I've never actually seen a tarp made this way before. It is made up of 6 separate panels sewn together and then seam taped. With your average tarp, there may be 1 seam down the center. Again, there's 6 separate panels that are sewn together to make up this tarp. All that's going to do is limit just how strong this tarp is, because the weakest point are those seams. With higher end tarps, you will have no seams at all, or 1 at the most. But with this tarp here, you have 6 panels sewn together, and the stitching is not reinforced. Not at all. That doesn't mean that this tarp is going to fail you as far as waterproofing goes, but what it does tell you is that you need to be careful with it. This is not a 4th season tarp. This is not something that you want to take out into strong winds or into a snow loading situation. Again, folks, I would highly recommend fair conditions only, nothing more than that with this tarp. It may be waterproof, we will test that out, but do not take this thing out into strong winds or into heavy snow load situations. You will be sorry. Let's talk about the company Gold Armour for a second. I took a look at the products that they offer, and let me tell you this, they make a ton of products. This isn't a company that offers outdoor only products. It's a wide range of stuff. Everything that I saw on their Amazon page is basically a relabeled product. Products that I've seen 1,000 times before from 1,000 different sellers. If you're not familiar with what relabels are, allow me to explain. So let's say that you have companies in China that manufacture XYZ products. In this case, a tarp. We have the manufacturers over here in China, we have someone here in the United States that wants to make a tarp and sell it. This individual will contact these manufacturers and basically go through a catalog of what they can make. And so this individual, they take a look at those products, they pick the tarp that they want, the design that they want, they can make some minor changes. Lastly, the person here in the United States gets to decide the logo to print on that product. And that's when the manufacturer goes to work pumping out very inexpensive products. And now you have a very inexpensive tarp that they can sell for $34. But let's say that you have another company here in the United States who wants to make a tarp. They contact the same company, they can select among the same choices, they then can put their own logo on it, turn around and sell the exact same product. The only differences are going to be very minor, namely with the logo that's printed on there. Now let's expand upon that. Let's say that you have 100 people or companies here in the US who want to make the same tarp. They all contact the manufacturer, make their choices, get their logos, and now everybody has The exact same tarp, with the only difference being the logos. In a nutshell, that is what relabeling is. And that's why when you go to Amazon and you type in whatever it is that you're looking for, you see hundreds, if not thousands, of the exact same products, all with different names, all with different logos. Those, my friends, are relabeled products. And from what I've seen, that's what this company offers. They've gone through the Chinese catalog and they have selected 1 million different products to offer in 1 million different colors at very low prices. To be able to offer products at a low price, well, sacrifices have to be made. In this case here, we're talking about rather poor quality. That's certainly so with the storage bags. And at the same time, we're talking about very thin, very lightweight materials. Materials that really don't go hand in hand with a tarp. You have to consider what this is for. This is all about protecting you from the elements. And when you're out in the elements, you cannot always plan on having really nice, calm conditions. I could tell right off the bat that purchasing this tarp is a gamble. Taking this tarp into the outdoors is a gamble. I'm going to test this out because I'm curious to see just how well it performs. It's my hope that it does well. But would I recommend this to anyone, even if it is waterproof? Absolutely not. I would recommend paying just a little bit more and getting a higher quality product. This is so cheap. These are the same materials that companies like Stan Sports uses on their piece of tents that leak like crazy. Going forward, together you and I will test out this tarp and we will see just how well or how bad it performs. These are my initial thoughts. For $34, you're getting a large tarp, but the quality is questionable. Again, I do not recommend this for more severe camping. If there's even a chance, a small chance of a thunderstorm where the winds are going to pick up, don't take this. Do not do it. Do not put your life at risk by taking a product like this. This tarp features some of the thinnest polyester that I've personally ever seen on a tarp. Most of the time, materials like this are reserved for like kid tents, for sunshades. That's it. Most of the time, I would praise a product for being so lightweight, but in this case, I don't. A lot of corners have been cut here, folks. And again, it goes back to those materials. And also, it goes back to the seam work on this. 6 panels sewn together. That's crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. So instead of being impressed, I'm scared. I'm actually scared to use this because it has so many weaknesses, so many potential issues. To be honest, scared is not the right word. I'm excited. I'm excited to see whether or not it's going to pass or fail my testing. Since this tent has so many seams, there's a lot of stitching here. Some of it looks rather poor. It's interesting that there's plastic hardware at each of the tie-off points. I actually like those pretty good, but I have to wonder whether or not those have been cold weather tested. Like in freezing conditions, is that plastic going to snap? I don't know. The size is good, there's plenty of tie-off points. The tie-off points are somewhat reinforced. The guy lines are not bad at all, actually, even though they could be scorched a little bit at the cutting points, but overall they're not bad. The tent stakes, they're not bad either. I will say that 2 more needs to be included for a proper setup. As far as the storage bags go, they are the cheapest out there, and already both have torn. So there you have it, folks. That is the Gold Armour 10 foot by 10 foot tarp. It does need to be mentioned that you can find this tarp in numerous sizes: 8 by 10, 10 by 10, 10 by 12, and a 14 by 12. What do you all think about this tarp? Do you all have any sort of faith in this product that it's not going to fail you or fail me out in the field? Again, everybody, I plan to test this out thoroughly. I don't want you all to think that I'm being hard on this product because it's so inexpensive. All that I'm doing as far as my complaints go and my warnings go is to point out the potential issues with this product. That's my job. It's my job to look these over and to be able to tell you all, hey, I'm concerned about this. When you take this out, be careful with it. That is the purpose of the Outdoor Gear Review. When it comes to the products that I'm testing out, I state it like it is. If it's good, I say so. If I see something that I'm worried about, I say so. I don't hold back. And because of that, I have to purchase 99% of the products that you see me test out, including this tarp. With that being said, folks, I am done for now. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this tarp? Hit the like button before you go. If you want to support a channel that's agenda-free, that's doing something that other channels is not, in other words, being straight up and honest about these products and every single product that we take a look at, you can support the channel on YouTube and on Patreon. The channel is agenda-free, and most channels are not. Everyone, take care, be well, strength and honor. By the way, everybody, my testing with this tarp will begin very soon, so stay tuned.